Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first weekly Wednesday. Bear with me a little bit as I'm going to just kind of check the camera here. I think we're pretty good. So hopefully that works and you can see everything. If not, I'll be doing this all over again. Like I said, it's trial and error, right? Trial and error. Well, again, welcome. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and thank you for visiting Amanda's Inspiration Station. Today, I have two really cute projects for you, and we're going to kind of just dive right in. I do briefly want to go over, so how this is going to work is every Wednesday, I am going to come on at 1 o'clock, and I will have two projects, and I'm going to divide the month up in half, basically. And what I'm going to do is this week, I have two projects, and next week I have two projects. And those four projects, if you would like them sent to your home, cut and prepped for you, no stamping, of course, but just cut and prepped for you, along with a PDF sent to your email on step-by-step instructions. It also has a supply list. And it will give all the measurements for the projects. All you have to do is place a $35 or more order and use this hostess code, and you will get this week's projects and next week's projects. Now, this hostess code will go through all the way up until April 21st. April 21st is the day before my third weekly Wednesday of the month. In which then once the third video and fourth video come out, we will have a different hostess code. So you actually have a chance in the month to get all 8 projects, but then I'm just dividing them up into twos, okay? So I'm going to show you our really cute projects that we're going to do today. First of all, we are going to make this adorable little box. And inside this little box, it says Easter Blessing. Of course, you don't have to have it say Easter Blessing. It can be anything. But with Easter around the corner on Sunday, I thought, well, how cute. Especially because, you know, we're mostly quarantined. And this is something that you could put in like a mailing box and still send it to your loved ones. But when you open it up, there's 4 little Hershey nuggets inside. So 4 little cute little nuggets. So we have this cute little box. And then to go with this, we are going to make a thank you card. So every week when I do these projects, I'm always going to tie the two projects together somehow. So whether that be I tied them together with a stamp set, like both projects were using the same stamp set, or maybe we're using the same designer series paper like we are today. Today's designer series paper is actually from the Bird Ballad, which is in the annual catalog. I forgot how much I love the colors, and it's just gorgeous paper. So I brought that out today, okay? And I want to quick show you too, these are what the PDFs will look like when they get sent to you in your mail. So it'll tell you, it'll show you a picture. It'll talk about the information, but it'll also tell you exactly what supplies you need for each project, and it'll tell you exactly the measurements for each project, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and I'll do the video today and show you. We're going to step by step and work on this together, okay? These will be on my blog, which is Amanda's, with an S, inspirationstation.com. And you can also place your orders from there too. You can just click on Shop Now. It'll take you directly to my Stampin' Up website where you would shop now and you could place it like that. Okay, so we're going to start first with the box because I love the box. It's like my favorite cute little project. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out my paper trimmer. Now, some people do not use the scoring on their paper trimmer for projects, and that's fine. Some people use your Simply Score tool, which is this. I'm going to do what I feel most comfortable with. I do use this, but I'm quicker and faster at this. So we're going to go ahead and do it at this. Okay. All right. So let's start with the box. Let's start with the inside of the box first, and then we'll do the outside of the box. Okay. You're going to need a few pieces of paper here. You're going to need a scallop circle from the Layering Circles dies, which I will show you those. So here are the Layering Circle dies. I've already ran this through my cutting machine, so we don't have to do that. And then the stitched circle is from the Stitched Shapes. So that is from those framelets. So again, I've already cut those out, so we don't need to do that right now. You are going to need one piece of white paper, which will be where you will stamp the Easter blessing or whatever little saying that you would like. And this one measures at 2.5 by 1/4. So we are going to use that. Then you're going to need 4 pieces of designer series paper, and this is going to be to wrap around the candy. Okay. These measure at 1 inch by 3 inch. So you're going to need that. You're going to need 1 piece of designer series paper, which is for the front of the box. And that measures at 3 3/4 to 1 3/8. So we'll get that. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. One for the inside of the box, one for the outside of the box. Now today we're doing Calypso Coral. And so the inside of the box is 5.5 by 3. And then the outside of the box is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. So we're going to start with the inside of the box first. And one other thing before I get started, I do want to show you what stamp sets we're going to be using today. So we are going to be using the Welcome Easter stamp set today. I love this stamp set. I think these cute little critters are the cutest thing ever. And yes, we have Happy Easter on here. You can also use it for a baby, a friend, but really these animals are so cute. You could make any card and put these animals on. They are just adorable. Now, I would have used the Happy Easter here, but as you can see, that's a little big font for this little guy. So I had to do something smaller. So with that said, I pulled out my Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set. This stamp set is in our annual catalog, whereas the Welcome Easter is in our spring mini catalog. Now, this stamp set here that's in the annual catalog, the Itty Bitty Greetings, love it. Love, love, love it. If you have it, I'm assuming you love it as well. If you don't have it, this is definitely something that you might want to add to your wish list. I mean, you name it, they have a saying for it, and it's wonderful. I love this stamp set. Okay, so these are the 2 that we are going to use for this project. All right, so I'm going to set this aside here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take the 5.5 piece by 3. And all we're going to do is we are going to score it all the way around on all 4 sides. And we are going to score it 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put this in here like this. And I'm going to go up to 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to score it. Okay. I'm going to turn it 3/4 of an inch, score it. I'm going to turn it again 3/4 of an inch, score it. And turn it again 3/4 of an inch and score it. Okay. We're going to set this aside for right now because we're going to score our other piece, which is our box. And then I'll get this out of the way and we'll go from there. So with this piece, which is the outer piece of the box, this measures at 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. Now we're going to score it where the long way is going across the top here. Okay. So we're going to score it at 7/8 of an inch. Like that. We're going to score it at 2 3/8 of an inch, like that. Then we're going to score it at 3 1/4 of an inch, like that. And then we're going to score it at 4 3/4 of an inch, okay, like that. All right, so now we have that done. Now we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to fold these back and we're going to get the crease nice and flat. We're gonna fold, fold, and fold. Okay, same with this. We're going to fold the inside of our box on both ends, and then we're going to go on the sides here and we're going to fold them. Okay. All right, now this is probably going to be hard to see because I used a darker color, which is Calypso Coral. But on the long sides, we are going to snip this little line all the way up, this line all the way up to this score line. Because right now we're just snipping to make our little like tabs to tuck in for the box. Okay, so you're only going to snip it 4 times, because then when we flip it over, we're going to put adhesive on both of these little corners so that when we flip it over, we can set it right inside like that and then fold up our sides, and that's going to create our little box. Okay, so why don't we do that? We're going to flip it back over. I'm going to get out my tear tape, and I'm going to tear little tiny little pieces here. I always recommend tear tape when you are doing like a box, just because it does hold it better. Sometimes regular snail just doesn't last very long and it comes undone. So I would definitely recommend tear tape. So we're going to, and right now I'm just using my poker tool to poke this up. I do have a, I think it's called a pick a tool or take your pick tool, but I currently cannot find it right now. So I had to pull out my old little pokey tool, but that's okay because I like my pokey tools. All right, so we have adhesive on each side, okay? So we're gonna flip it back over and we're gonna tuck it back, we're gonna tuck it in here, and we're just gonna bring the corner up and we're gonna squeeze it like that, bring it up, squeeze it like that. That way we're making sure that it's tucked in there. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to bring up the flap, give it a little pinch, give it a little pinch, and there is your cute little box for the inside. Okay, now we're going to set this aside right now. In fact, I have some little chocolates here. We're going to set these little chocolates right in there, and we'll go from there. We'll set that aside. All right, so now we want to wrap this box. So there is one side here that's a smaller side that actually fits the tear tape perfectly, and that is the side that we are going to use to tuck in. So we are going to place our tear tape like that, and we're going to just lift it up like that. Now, instead of holding the box up like this, and I try to go like this, and I never can get it right by holding it, because it's like I start to do this where it lines up and then the bottom doesn't. There is an easier way to do it. If you lay it flat, so here's my sticky side, right? I'm laying it flat. This folds perfectly. Just fold it down. Fold it down, and there, voila. You have it matching perfectly, okay? Now, we do still have the front of our designer series paper that goes on the front of the box. Now, before we attach this, we could have laid it completely flat and put this on there. But since I did not do that, no fear, you can always still lay this flat like this and just put your designer series paper on there. There you go. Okay, so there's that. All right, let's do a little stamping. We have 2 things to stamp today. We have our cute little chickie, and we're going to use the memento. And the reason why we're going to use the memento is because we actually are going to be using the blends. And I don't want it to bleed in, and I find with stays on it bleeds in. So I'm just going to use my memento. And I'm just going to stamp the image straight down and straight up. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to, let's just finish the little chickie here. I got 3 things that we're going to do with the little chickie. One, we are going to use our blend in the light Daffodil Delight. and then in the dark Mango Melody. Now, as you can see, I have labeled my blends. I have done this on all of my blends because the writing is so small. I could not see it for the life of me. So I decided to use my labeler, that's a word, labeler, that I use in my craft space area for all my drawers. It's the Dymo. I got it on Amazon a couple year ago, 2 years ago maybe. Love this thing. Love, love, love this thing. This is definitely something that I would invest in. I know for a fact it was under $50, but I would guess it to be $25 to $30. Again, love this thing. So we are going to go ahead now and we are going to color in the duck. I'm going to use the dark Mango Melody first, and there's two sides to a blend. There's the smaller, more fine tip side, and then there's more of the painter side. And I'm going to use the smaller, more fine tip side because I feel I get more control, and I'm doing it in a smaller space. So I need that control for coloring. So I'm going to do his little feet, his little top part, and his little nose. There we go. You're done with the Mango Melody. Now we're going to do the Daffodil Delight, and I'm actually now with this one going to use the painter side because I have a bigger space, and I'm just going to kind of go in circular motion, but that's just how I color. And I'm just going to get them all the way up there in his little feathers up there. And we're gonna go like this. There we go. All right, our duck is done. Well, he could be done, but for those of you who know me, know that I absolutely love Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is probably one of my favorite products that we carry with Stampin' Up. And for those of you who don't know what Wink of Stella is, it is a glitter. I don't know what I want to say. It's not really a pen per se, but it gives glitter, although I feel like my Wink of Stella here right now is not working very well. So, but all my other Wink of Stellas are not in my drawer, so I guess I will have to use this. I don't want to squeeze it because if I squeeze it too hard, a big glob of glitter will come out, and I don't want that. So we'll just kind of dab them a little. There we go. See, I got them a little too glittery. That's the only thing I don't like about this. But what we could do is we could take, I'm just going to take a clear sponge here, a clean sponge. I'm just going to kind of dab it off a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now we have a cute little glittery chicken. Little chick. He's cute. So we're going to go ahead and attach him to our pool party. I almost said Bermuda Bay, but that is not Bermuda Bay. Although Bermuda Bay is my favorite color of Stampin' Up. So we're just going to put some adhesives here. And we're going to go like this. And we have that part done. All right, now we need to stamp our saying, which is Easter Blessing, which is from the Itty Bitty Greeting Set again. And we are going to use Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to open up my ink. And I'm just going to dab my little stamp. I'm going to go to the right side over here, all the way to the end. And I'm going to stamp that. There we go. I'm going to shut this. And then you can do one of two things, because if you look on here, I have where I cut like a, I don't know, like a little corner shape in. You can do one of two things. My friend, Miss Beth Drew, she's wonderful, taught me this little trick. You can always take your scissors and go up the center like this, which I'm actually going to show for you because I have a lot of room here. So you can either go up the center like this and then go from corner to corner. Or you can, did you just hear that? That was my cats. You can, if you have this banner punch, which I do, and it is super easy. You just place it inside here and you can center it, pop it out, and voila. I like the banner punch one better. I did that. That worked out better doing it that way. All right, so we're going to stick a dimensional on the back of this. And we're going to place this on our little chicken. We're going to place him right about there. Okay. Now we need to put him on our box. So you can do one of two things. I love dimensionals, so sometimes I get a little dimensional happy. And I would put them all the way around, like 4 spots. But I don't want to do that this time because then they would stick out on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay this flat and I'm just going to put 2 of them right here. I'm going to pop this up and then I'm just going to place it just like that. Okay, so now we have our top done and we have our base done. Now we just got to wrap our candy. So let's wrap our candy. We have these 4 pieces right here. And again, these are 3 inches by 1 inch. And you're just going to take a little tear tape and you're going to place it on the inside like this. And we're going to peel that off like that and dump the candy out. Can you tell that I like milk chocolate over dark chocolate? I mean, I don't know what gave it away, but all right, so we're going to wrap it like this. We're going to just wrap it around. And then this side has the adhesive on it. So I'm going to bring it up and place it over top. And then I'm going to press pretty hard on it right there because I want it to stay. So then we got that. All right, so let's flip these over. Let's put some adhesive here. And it doesn't matter what side you do. And we'll go like this. And we'll go like this. And I love to do treat boxes. That is like one of my favorite things to do. Our treat containers or boxes or cute little envelopes with treats in them. However, I don't do that many of them because then that would require me to keep the treats in my classroom. And well, I'm not going to name any names, of course, but someone likes to eat her treats. So, I mean, that's not me by any means, but so I don't keep them very often. All right, so we're going to wrap it in there. Or my family finds out that I have chocolate down here and at nighttime we raid it. That's never good either, so I try not to keep it. All right, so we're just wrapping our candy. Remember, kind of press a little hard on that. All right, so we have our box. And then we're just going to alternate our colors. Just like that. Yay, cute. Okay, so the last thing we need to do for our box is our ribbon. Okay, now I did not put measurements on the PDF for this ribbon because I actually wanted to show you how when I'm designing, how I go about measuring my ribbon. I think that's kind of important. The ribbon we're going to use today is the polka dot tulle ribbon. I love this ribbon. First of all, it's stretchy. It has a lot of give. It is whisper white, but the best part about this ribbon is you can color it. So you can take any one of your ink pads, and if you have a sponge brayer like this, we sell them. They come in a 2-pack. You could break up a piece of your sponge like I had earlier, and you could sponge it. It's a little bit messier. You will get ink all over your fingers. Trust me, I've done it before. So definitely I would recommend the brayer. But you would just literally put this in your ink pad, hold it down like this, and you would just roll over it. And then you could color this tulle ribbing to whatever you want, whatever color you want. Today, though, we're going to leave it white. So I'm going to just kind of place my candy. This is how I figure out my ribbon. I want to leave enough space at the top to create a bow. So that's about enough space to create a bow and give me some good give. So I'm going to put my candy right there. my box of candy, and then I'm just going to literally bring my ribbon over to the top here, and I'm just going to snip it. Okay, so that would be how I would do this. So then I'm going to turn it like this, and we are just going to go ahead and we're going to tie it. And then we have plenty of room to make our little ears into a little bow. Okay, there we go. Just like that, easy peasy. And then we got our little box to slide it in. And we're just gonna go ahead and slide it right in. Voila, look at that. You guys can do this at home, I know you can. See how cute, 2 little cute treat boxes. Now granted, you can put whatever candy or whatever you want in it. The nuggets just fit perfectly, and again, I like the Hershey nuggets, so that's what I use, but I'm sure you could find other candy that would fit in here as well. All right, so we're going to set this aside, and we're going to go on to our next project, which is the thank you card. I'm going to pull that back out. I decided to do a thank you card this time because I actually was working on making thank you cards. I send out a lot of thank you cards. I send out thank you cards to anyone who places orders with me. I send out thank you cards to friends and family. I like thank you cards. I send a lot out. So I have this thank you card, and we are using the So Sentimental Bundle. So we are using the framelits as well, which is the Stitch So Sweetly. Now the bundle itself is on back order right now. In fact, I believe it's currently unorderable. You can't order it right now. And we are using these 2 framelits on here. However, we will be getting it back in, and I do believe you can still order the stamp set. And if I'm wrong on that, I know for a fact the framelits you cannot order, but I'm pretty sure you can still do the stamp set. But I love the stamp set. I love the fonts on it. We're going to use the I Can't Thank You Enough. And I do not put anything inside my thank you cards. I don't stamp anything on the inside is what I meant by that. I do put a white piece of paper or very vanilla, whichever color I'm using, especially on a darker piece of cardstock. That way when I'm writing, you can see it better. But when I write thank you cards, I kind of have big, sloppy handwriting. So I need all the space I can get to write my thank you. So I generally just do the thank you on the outside. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this. And my piece of cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11, and then it is scored at 5.5. You can do this card up and down like this, like I have it, or we could have made it like this too, where it opens up this way as well. But I have it going up and down. I have a couple different layers here, super easy. Wow, those are my cats fighting right now. Shocker, I know. All right, I had the door shut so that Lucifer wouldn't come in, but he knows how to open the door apparently. All right, so we're going to put the Whisper White on the inside because that's what I'm going to use to write, and we're going to leave that there. And then I have a couple different layers before we do our stamping, so I have 3 different layers. The next piece, which would be the first layer that we're going to put down, is our Blushing Bride. This measures at 4 inches by 5 1/4. Again, these will all be on the PDF. So we're going to go ahead and place that down. Then I'm going to use the Bird Ballad again, which is the same paper that I used for the cute little chick treat. So we're going to go ahead and place this down. This measures at 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that down just like that. Okay. Then I have a piece of Pool Party. Now this piece here measures at 1 1/4 and 3 3/4. I'm just placing these all flat for right now because I am going to pop up with dimensionals these 2 framelits. Right now I'm just going to make these flat. Okay. And let's do a little stamping here because we need to stamp our I Can't Thank You Enough. And I am stamping that in our old olive ink pad. So I'm gonna open that up. I'm just gonna stamp it like this. Down and up, don't rock. If you rock, you'll get ink lines. So when you stamp down, stamp up. If you rock it a little bit, I do it often, you will get little ink lines and you don't want that. All right, so I clearly need to grab a new pack of dimensionals, but since I'm not going to do that right now, I only have my outer edge. I'm sure many of you do this, and if you don't, it's a great tip because you still have tons of dimensionals. You just snip them. Create your own little ones. That way you're using every single piece of it. All right, so we're going to pop it up on our Calypso Coral, and then we're going to pop this up onto our card, and we're just going to pop it like that, and voila, there you go. We have an easy thank you card. I like these easy, cute thank you cards, especially if you're making a lot of them. This month I made close to 15 thank you cards, so it was nice for me just to cut and prep the same thing and then just do it as like an assembly line, and it did not take me very long. So we have our thank you cards, we have our cute little treats. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Weekly Wednesday. Again, this is the hostess code for this week's Weekly Wednesday. I will have it on my Facebook page and my blog, amandasinspirationstation.com. Same with my Facebook page is also Amanda's Inspiration Station with an S. And I'll have all the details to it along with the hostess code. And thank you for watching. Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. And I hope to see you next Wednesday. You guys have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.